Okay, and we are back for another dope episode of Finding Your Niche with Niche. I am your host, Nisha Rogers. This has been a long-awaited interview. Like, we've really been trying to get this together, and it finally happened. I'm super, super excited to have this man on the show today to talk about how he found his niche. Mr. Zoe the GOAT, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so first of all, if you don't already know him, go check out his social media. He's really killing the game with content, but more specifically, he's here today to talk about how he found his niche in Airbnb and credit. So first of all, I want to ask you, okay, so Mr. Zoe the GOAT, is that a self-titled? Is that self-titled?
No,
like
somebody gave me that title.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy because I was thinking of like these different names, like I was like creating an Instagram a few years ago.
Can I hear the runner-up? What was the alternate?
It was like Zoe, Mrs. Zoe, and somebody was like, Mrs. Zoe the GOAT.
Okay,
that's
so you got,
yeah,
okay, I was going to
the
say,
GOAT.
if it's self-titled, like, that's a little different. I haven't really heard of anybody, like, claim to be the greatest of all time. So
no, I don't claim that at all. I don't
bestowed.
claim that at all. I don't claim that at all, like, I'm the greatest of all time.
Yeah, but you have to admit, you are killing the game, for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
In the Airbnb pocket, like, you're really doing your thing. Can you tell everybody, really, when you found your lane, when you realized, wow, I could really make something out of doing Airbnb?
Yeah, it really clicked to me a few years back because I was always like working for money. Like I started my first business at 19. Mm-hmm. Before then I always had 2 or 3 jobs. So I always like working for money, and I was like, wow, like when does it stop? Like when can I really be able to like live? Because even when I had my own business at 19, 20, 21 years old, mm-hmm. I still was like tied to that business, like a 9-to-5.
Got you.
So basically when my family went on vacation, like I still had to stay at my business because if I didn't have nobody to like depend on to take care of my business. So when I got in real estate, it really opened my eyes to like, wow, this is wealth. I can have a check coming in every single month, and I don't have to worry about like being on the clock.
Yeah.
And I still got this income coming in every single month. So I started with that first, and then I ended up a few years after that, like trickling down to Airbnb, doing a short-term rental.
Yeah. Do you remember, because now we're 40-something Airbnbs into the game?
Right, yeah.
Do you remember your first Airbnb?
Yes, I do. It was right across from Lennox Mall at the Scion.
Okay.
Nice building.
Yeah.
And I honestly got it not to make money. I just got it just so my wife can have a place to stay instead of going home. Mm-hmm. She can have a nice dope condo to go to when I'm out of town going to my business,
so like a vacation
home.
Exactly,
like a vacation home. Then the days she wasn't there, I was like, we can put on Airbnb to like break even, like least break even. I'm like, as long as it pays for itself, I'm cool. Yeah.
Okay. And so then what made you decide, I want to do that 40 more times?
Because the money was coming in. I was like, it's easy money. Like, my goal was to like break even. Like, okay, at least we break even. Like, I don't have to come out of my pocket, but we still can have a nice condo.
Okay.
So when we start making money from it, I was like, wow, like I need to do this again, because the days that my wife is staying at the condo, what if I had another guest staying there and the other days out of the month, that could have been an extra $3,000, $4,000 a month coming in.
And so talk about that a little bit, because your upbringing, you're from the South.
Right.
You weren't raised with like wealth and lucrative income coming in, single mom. Can you talk about how that made you feel to see that different dynamic of like looking in your bank account after having so many Airbnbs and the success of so many Airbnbs?
Yeah, I mean, to this day, honestly, it still seems kind of unreal. Like, but it's like to keep me so humble. Like, even though I can look at my bank account and be like, yeah, I made it. I'm way better than what I was before. Like, I try not to act like that money is there. Like, I try to, like, start over a little bit. Like, even thinking about it today, like, I was like, yeah, it looked pretty good compared to, 15 years ago. But, to remain hungry, always keep thinking, like, I never arrived there, because I know, God has a lot more for me.
Yeah, and I think that's interesting, too, because when I spoke to you before, kind of like about your success, you mentioned to me that you don't feel like you're successful.
Yeah.
But if people on the outside looking in, they would feel the contrary, because you have a very luxurious life. You travel when you want. You hop up and go across the world when you want. You have these phenomenal luxurious cars, 40 Airbnbs. And so can you talk about that a little bit, about how these material items don't exactly equate success, and what does success look like?
Yeah, so success to me is like honestly, when I think of success, I think of like arrival. Like, you know, you finally arrived at a certain place, and then to success to me, I don't think I really arrived to that place because I feel like I still have more to go out here and conquer and go out here and help others individuals. So I haven't even reached success yet. You know, like material things that get old. You know, a Lamborghini is gonna be old tomorrow. You know, depreciating value.
Speak for yourself.
But
speak for yourself. Lamborghinis don't get old.
Right. But the things, honestly, that I really value is like the things money can't buy. You know, that's the
true.
things that you can never get back. So success to me means like, you know, helping other people because they probably can never pay me back, or like helping my mom and helping my wife, my family, like stuff that you can't really put a price tag on. You know, so I know I haven't even arrived to that oh, I'm done success type of level yet.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and I want to like tap in and unpack that a little bit more because from what I've been able to see, just from knowing you, from the little bit that I've been able to see, like on your page and just how you carry yourself in general, you've always seemed to really make family a priority, and just esteeming the people around you and the relationships that you have, making sure that they're a prominent part of the way you live and how you live. Can you talk about that dynamic? Because you did lose your dad at an early age to police brutality.
Right.
So can you talk about how that lost, essentially what did you gain from that experience?
Right. I honestly gained so much. I hate to say, you know, from my father's death. You know, I lost him when I was 8 years old. But it was like I learned so much. Like it really forced my mom to like really be the mom and the father. And you know, in our household, you know, like she had to step up and be both roles. So like it really like forced me to get a job at an early age, even before I was able to like work at 15 at McDonald's. You know, because I put on an application that I was 16, but I was 15 just to get a job. I was still like selling candy in school, in middle school, cutting grass, to do anything to like really be independent because I seen that the stress that my mom was going through, and then a lot of hard work that she was going through, working 2 or 3 jobs. You know, so but at the same time, she was a strong black woman. She never like gave up. She always kept us close, kept us in activities. So that's why I'm kind of like real family oriented when it comes down to it, because my mom raised us like raised us like that, you know.
Yeah, I think that's like an important part because when you look at it, at the end of the day, all of the other stuff can fall by the wayside, and all that matters is the people that are actually beside you, holding you up, supporting you. One of your biggest support systems is your beautiful wife, Miss Skittles. Can you talk about what she means to you and how she has made your life better?
She means so much to me, like the whole world to me, honestly. Like we've been through a lot of bad times, a lot of good times, cry together, you know, just laugh together, and so it really means a lot. Like, you know, I know today, like even before we got married, I already knew like I want to spend my whole life with her. You know, already knew that I want to be one with her. You know, so. I always, you know, it means so much to me.
And did you guys kind of collectively and cohesively come up with this like whole brand thing, or did you kind of watch how she moved and learn from her, or vice versa?
Honestly, she was on there before me, so I can't say I did learn a lot from her.
Okay.
But I did have to realize like, hey, I need my own sauce. I can't have Skittles sauce. Like, I can learn, but I need to have my Zoe brand. So I really had to really figure out how can I be me and make it look cool, make it look appealing, you know?
Yeah, and I want to touch on that a little bit because I think that actually encompasses finding your niche, which is like finding your rhythm, finding your voice, finding who you are. Can you talk about how you were able to do that and what was kind of like the troubleshooting process to get the result of Mr. Zoe the Goat that we see today?
Right. So the thing about it is like you go on to different platforms. It's kind of like you're going on different stages or like you're talking to different people you never talked to before. So you don't really know how to talk. You don't know, should you be yourself or should you be more proper? So when I got on Instagram, I had to really figure like, okay, what's the best way to say it? Because some people were saying, now don't say this, say that. but I had to really come to a
don't say this, don't say that. Like what? What do you mean?
Like when you write captions or you talking doing videos.
Okay.
Like, sometimes we can get so commercial where it doesn't sound like
natural.
It don't sound natural. So I had to really tap in and say, "Oh, I'm Zoe. I need to keep people like me for who I am. Either they're gonna like me or they don't. But it's a lot of people that like me for who I am. I need to keep it natural. So, even though you see me doing crazy stuff, I'm still Zoe.
Yeah.
And I had to figure that out though. It wasn't I got on Instagram, I'm Zoe, I'm popping, da da da. I had to really figure out, okay, how can I be Zoe but still feel relatable?
Yeah.
People can feel relatable to me.
Yeah. Well, you have definitely mastered that because you seem super relatable. Even though you have an extraordinary life, there's an element to your personality that feels very regular, very I can associate with who you are and how you move. So I commend you on being able to kind of craft that.
Oh, thank
because
you.
It's not easy to do and to find your voice. But you have really found your way. I want to break down this Airbnb thing, and because you guys are doing it to a whole nother level.
Oh, thank you so much.
To a whole nother level.
And we actually going to remodel this place here, so I know it's okay. Well,
Yeah.
we always go in our units and revamp them, do crazy.
Yeah.
We're going to do something crazy to this wall behind us.
Yeah.
So.
And so what he's referring to is you guys have really set the bar for having themed Airbnbs.
Right.
And so the one that we're in right now is actually one of the units. How would you describe this theme?
This is a royalty thing.
Okay.
Yeah, royalty, masterpiece.
Okay.
Right.
And then when did you guys discover that that's the move? That's the play, is the themed Airbnb?
This is about 4 or 5 years ago. And I remember it. I remember my first thought. I was I just popped down this business is good money, but I need to do something that's gonna set us apart from the mass, everyone else that's doing this business, so we can stick out. And I was what if we do something themed? What if we do something like a pink Barbie house? That was my first themed Airbnb, a pink Barbie house.
Wow.
And then I was thinking what if it's kind of risky. I never did it before.
Very.
Instead of doing a black sofa or a gray sofa, there's a hot pink sofa that can get dirty a whole lot quicker.
Yeah.
But I tried it and it was crazy.
It went crazy.
So many celebrities. We had Missy, Cardi B, Reginae, Jada, little baby, son.
Yeah.
So many people.
That's crazy. So I just love that. Just a small idea.
Right.
And it turned into something that just really helped to serve as the catalyst to the success of what you guys have been doing with this themed Airbnb. So can you talk on what does that make you feel to actually have an idea and to see some of these A-listers that you just named actually booking for your Airbnb?
It feel good. I'm not gonna lie, I feel good. It's a great accomplishment. Cause I remember listening to Monica, when I was 6 years old, riding with my mom or 8, whatever. And it's now Monica come to my Airbnb asking, can she take a picture?
Yeah.
So it really feel good.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I think the cool thing about it is your level of service the same, whether it's Monica or who else was your name? Cardi B or Khadijah?
Oh yeah, so the level is the same.
It's the same kind of service.
I'm really big on customer service.
Okay.
When I go out of town.
For real?
Yeah, I'm real big. Seriously, that's my before anything customer service. That's how I find a lot of good restaurants. Cause I look at the reviews and see what people say. You know? So
that's
I'm
important.
very, very, very good at that.
So from the A-listers to just your regular person who just wants to come to Atlanta and have a good time, they're going to get the same exact service.
Right, the same exact service.
Okay.
No matter if they spending $5 or $50,000, they still get the same service. I still treat the $5 customer like royalty, because they are. Because you never know who they'll be tomorrow.
That's true.
These celebrities wasn't always celebrities.
That's true. Facts. That's a bar. These celebrities wasn't always celebrities. I hope y'all caught that.
Right.
I wanted to ask you too, with that, you do this 40 times over.
Right.
Are you tired?
No, I'm not tired. I'm doing units right now. And that's what I stopped and did before, I came to talk to you. I'm doing units.
Yeah. How do you keep the momentum and the energy and the enthusiasm to be consistent and have this follow through of excellence in all of these different spaces? How do you do that?
Honestly, I love doing this, interior decorating. This is what I do. So I love to do it. But if I didn't love to do it, honestly, I would probably pay somebody to do it, and then,
Yeah.
Set the Airbnb up.
So you actually enjoy it.
Yeah, I enjoy it, of course.
I think that's a big piece, like an element of like when you actually find your niche, you'll know because, like you just said, you'll actually enjoy doing it. Right. Obviously, with every niche, you're gonna enjoy doing it, but there's gonna be facets and elements of it that are less, glamorous, less fun, less exciting. What would you say is like the biggest challenge with having an Airbnb?
The biggest challenge is honestly just finding an Airbnb friendly unit. Okay. Some people don't know what that is. That means that you can do Airbnb, and basically you don't have to worry about the community or the leasing office like trying to stop you from doing Airbnb. Mm-hmm. So that's the biggest challenge that I face. A lot of people face. Not right now because I mastered what to look for, what to stay away from. Mm-hmm. But that's the biggest challenge.
And then how do you? Because I feel like. Would you say that Airbnb is starting to become saturated? Like it's too many people now trying to do Airbnb, or you think there's plenty of room?
I think it's plenty of room. Okay. I think it's plenty of room. It's like saying that, it's adding another gas station to Atlanta.
Yeah.
People still need gas. They need food. They need it's Starbucks all over. People need to drink coffee.
That's true.
Right. But it's all. I'm sorry. It all depends on how you do it. So if you want to stand out, like a Starbucks or like a one of those brands, you got to definitely do something different to make you stand out, so you can be able to solve problems.
Exactly.
Because you solve problems, that's when you make dollars, right?
Yeah. Right. All about that.
right.
You're probably the king of problem solving. And so with that, are all of the spaces that you have, are they themed? How do you know this particular space needs to be themed or it doesn't?
So I theme all my units.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably would never do a regular traditional Airbnb because it makes more sense to theme it. Because once you add more value, you're able to charge a higher price. Mm-hmm. So I always focus on doing themes because not only that, when you do themes, you're not just depending on Airbnb. Mm-hmm. Like even if Airbnb the site crashed tomorrow, I still can put my theme units on Peerspace, which is another app that already have customers coming there every single day. That's gonna book it for a photo shoot. Like it's places like that's theme on there that's charging $150, $200 per hour, 2 hour minimum. Just think about it, 3 or 4 hours out of the day. That's $500, $600 you made.
Wow.
From a unit that bring you cash.
And so I can just only imagine doing the math in my head, and you have 40 of those. Yeah, you're comfortable.
Right. Now I'm not comfortable.
well, relative. It's all relative.
Right.
Somebody, you're comfortable to somebody.
Right.
And so what makes you, I guess, not stop?
That would make me not stop. It's like I say, I love what I do, and then it's like the people around me, even my Instagram followers, they always supportive, always love what I do. So they keep me going. They keep me juiced up and, and always feel like, hey, I got to keep on going. Like they love what I put out. So I feel like I can't stop. Like they depending on me to, keep this Airbnb going.
It's very fun to watch.
Right.
It's very fun to watch, even though I'm at home. I'm here in Atlanta and Marietta. It's really nice to see somebody in Greece, living it up. It's fun. It's a fun experience to watch somebody grind, work hard, and reap the benefits of working hard and seeing them be able to live this life. So what would you say is your favorite luxury with being financially successful?
To be able to do it with my family, honestly. Just to be able to do it with my family. And that's why sometimes people are like, wow, I was at a conference the other day and somebody's like, wow, you had your family in Dubai in the underwater suite. We never saw a black man in his family in a nice suite like that, like an underwater suite. Mm-hmm. So it's I feel so good not to be I don't want to be the first. I don't care about being the first, but I just don't want to be the last. I don't want to be the last black guy that's able to live that or experience that. So that's the plus about being online, that I can show other people that look like me, it's possible. You can have your family, all, in Dubai. You just don't have to go there with you and your homeboys. You can take your family, you can take your wife, your kids, first class flights, whatever it is, y'all can live that life together,
Yeah. With living that life, I was just mentioning, the hard work that goes into it, what is if you were to point something out that's let's say it's a quick thought. It's not something that's a long-term thought, but something that about doing Airbnb that makes you feel I don't want to do this anymore. Is there anything about it that's like makes you think that?
No, not at all. Honestly, like I really like Airbnb a lot. Like
I was talking to somebody else who does Airbnb, and they were saying, ironically, the part that they actually dislike the most about Airbnb are the people.
Yeah, the people. But just the way me and my team was talking together today, like, you know, we were just having a regular meeting. Mm-hmm. But the way we do it is like, you know, we definitely make sure, you know, Airbnb, they screen people, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. But if we know somebody don't have reviews or if they have bad reviews, mm-hmm. we require now a deposit, you know, so just in case they don't smoke in the unit, they don't break anything, or, you know, then we would give them deposit back once they check out. So our deposit is like $250.
Yeah.
So that's something that we put in place to like prevent certain things from happening, you know.
Mm-hmm. And then with that too, like it's kind of like you get excited, you set up these amazing themes, you have this beautiful decor. Like, what is it like when you come and return to the space and it's not like how you left it? What is that feeling?
I mean, the worst thing someone can do, honestly, is trash your place or break your TVs, mm-hmm. Bleach your couch.
Has that happened?
That happened to me before, but we got paid out for like $7,500 a check from Airbnb. Okay. So that's one thing I love about Airbnb is that it's a platform that kind of protect you in a you know, so if somebody do a chargeback, mm-hmm. you don't have to worry about that or know about it. You still gonna get paid. Mm. Or somebody break your TV or damage your couch or do anything, they would definitely take care of you as long as you know how to, like, you know, mm-hmm. put in the resolution center and stuff.
Do you think everybody should do Airbnb?
I think so. I think so, and the reason I say I think so because it's an easy way. If they don't do Airbnb, at least have a themed unit. Because some cities, mm-hmm. the restrictions, you know, are probably different. You know, when they see a lot of us getting inside of the business, they want to regulate stuff. You know, put restrictions. Yep. So at least have a themed unit because it's a good way to have passive income. I feel like everyone, you don't have to be an entrepreneur, mm-hmm. but we all need to have money coming in so that we don't have to depend on our job mm-hmm. or our business if something happens, you know.
That's true. And one thing that I really like about how you kind of publicize your success, when you do that, it's never void of you giving honor to God and what He's done for you and gotten you this far. Can you kind of talk about the dynamic of what God means to you and what He means to your success?
Oh, wow, I got you. You made me get emotional in here.
That's okay. We'll take it.
Yeah, so God is everything. Like honestly, like I was raised in the church, but like I had hard times. Like I wasn't always like Zoe, like living his life. Like I made money at a young age and then lost a lot of money. So it's like when I was at my lowest, like that's when I really like realized that I really need God. Like I really can't do it by myself. Like mm-hmm. we could try to do it by ourselves, but it's never going to work in our way. It's always going to work in God's way. That's why I always believe put God first. And there's so many people trying to be successful or want to be successful, and they leaving the main important ingredient, which is God out. You know, mm-hmm. so I realized that like I'm not who I am mm-hmm. like without God. Like God made me who I am. Like God for sure. Mm-hmm. So I pray every night, pray every day. Even before I even do videos or do an interview, sometimes I get on my hands and knees and pray and just say, like, Lord, like help me, mm-hmm. you know, with this and what I'm about to go through, so I can be able to help others out. Yeah. You know.
And if you can touch on that a little bit too, because it's not something that people talk about too often. The power of prayer.
Yeah, that's very, very important. And one thing I learned about prayer, and my mom, like really, like, you know, we talked about this a few times, is like some people would pray, mm-hmm. but some people will like really pray. And when I say, some people would say, you know, be in their car and say a prayer, which is not bad. Mm-hmm. But my mom told me, and then also somebody else told me too, like an older lady was like, when you pray, make sure you get on your hands and knees. And then God would answer like quicker, like He, like, you know, or either like raise your hand so you can like receive the blessing when you pray. And
so
like,
add an element of physical submission.
Right.
Don't just pray.
Right.
Okay.
And then when you pray, you know, you just don't want to be so about you, self-centered. You want to be, God, what can I do for you? And this is what I'm looking for you to do for me. Like not just God as my sugar daddy type of thing. It's like, God, what can I do to please you? So we can please each other.
Sugar daddy God.
So even when I pray, I'm not just praying for me. I just don't pray for my family. I pray for my neighbors. I pray even sometimes for people who probably don't wish me well. Because I know like if I pray for them and I put good things to them, then what you reap is what you sow. So even if they don't wish me well, all that good energy that I put out and the good prayers is going to come back to me.
Tenfold.
Right.
Okay, so I want to tap on that a little bit because what you were talking about, you even, pray for people who don't wish you well.
Right.
We are in Atlanta. This is like the state of like the city of imposter syndrome. People putting on these facades, people putting on this like real bravado as if they really have things and these things are important. Look at me. It's very like a kind of a self-centered city.
Right, of course.
And so there's a lot of hating. There's a lot of competing. Can you touch on why you buy the things that you buy? And are you in that race?
No, I'm not in a race at all.
Okay.
I'm always in a competition with my older self. Like I don't really care about I don't care about trying to please others as far as me dressing. Like I'm always with pleasing myself first, like because I know back in my mind, like I gotta make myself happy before I try to make other people happy, and then I'm the only one that's not happy. So like I like nice things, like I like nice things. And one thing I always say, people always say, oh, don't buy those things, don't get those cars, that's a waste of money. To me, you got to figure out what you like because you work hard for it. So if you want a big house and you can afford it, go and get it. Happiness is different than everyone else. Like my happiness is not tied inside materialistic things. Yeah. But I do like nice things. That don't make me happy, but I really do like nice things. Of course. But I'm not like. And when I say nice things,
you're the same person without those.
Yeah, things. I'm the same person without it. And then I'm not getting them or acquiring those nice things because of somebody else want me to have it. For example, one time everyone was wearing Jordans, and then everybody, I need the new Jordans. It's kind of like a follow the leader type of thing. To me, if I don't like the shoe, like even with the Yeezys, like a lot of people are like, get the Yeezy. I never saw a Yeezy that I like, even though I think Kanye music is hot. I'm not gonna buy a Yeezy because I don't like the shoe.
That's a good point.
So I'm not a follower. Like when I buy stuff, I really like it. Like I don't care about the hype. Like I'm not a hype guy at all. Like get it because it's hot. No.
Yeah, that's good. And speaking of getting things and going to the next level, I have to commend you because I feel like you are winning the race when it comes to spoiling your wife. Like is it this year?
Yeah, this year
right here. This year,
you
like you took it to another level. Like tell everybody kind of like your thought process because long story short, he had some of her family come and surprise her with a private jet. We flew around and what else? Tell me everything else that you did. What you did.
Oh wow! So I had a surprise. I had my wife's family flew down to Atlanta, from Cleveland. She didn't know her dad never rarely flies. Like so, I begged him to come down. Yeah. And once they flew, I put him on a private flight. Just waiting at the terminal for my wife to arrive on the flight, for private dinner. So we had dinner in the sky with my wife's family, a few of my family members, and we landed back from there. I brought her a brand new Lamborghini truck. Then we had a private party inside the private airport. Inside, I rented out the whole inside. We had a private party, DJ. Yeah. Food, free drinks, free food, everything. Yeah.
And then inside the car,
I had the gifts. I forgot, but those not nothing. The Chanel, Louis Vuitton bags.
But wait, there's more. Keep going.
Right. My favorite part. Okay, so after the dinner, I planned everything out. So after the dinner, we went 10 minutes away to a private fireworks show. Where I had a marching band. I had Beyonce marching band from Coachella. They came out. It was maybe about, I don't know how many of them. There's a good bit of them. They just came out about 12, 15. I don't know.
Yeah, but just next level.
Right. Basically. Yeah, they came out. And then I surprised them with a pink Rolls Royce.
Yeah, just another car, just in case.
Right. Right.
How do you think of putting something together at that level? Like, how?
I'm just I'm just creative. I don't want to brag, but I'm like a visionary. I'm creative. I'm always like, a lot of my homies come and ask me all the time, like, what should I do for my wife? They know I'm always thinking outside the box. Like, I'm always thinking like next level, like what can I do to like do something different? And then I'll be honest, like that, I was gonna do that nice for my wife, but then because my wife, brought my Rolls Royce.
Okay.
My birthday that year before in November. So about 7 months back, she brought me my dream car, my Rolls Royce. Dawn. She had brought me. So, and then honestly, I'm gonna be real with you, Niche. I'm be honest. I can tell when she purchased my Rolls Royce. I can tell how some guys, like certain guys I know, how they kind of were looking at me like, I'm not slow, but I can tell they were looking at me like, I could tell they were looking at me like, oh, your wife got the money, or like, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't buy her Rolls Royce, but people don't, it's sad how
it's
a lot of people,
thing.
They judge you by materialistic things. Like, you can have a Rolls Royce, I can have a Honda, and I could drive a Honda and have more money than you driving the Rolls Royce, but people gonna think you got more money because they see you with the Rolls Royce. So people saw my wife purchase me the Rolls Royce. Some people, I can tell they didn't say it, but I can feel it. Yeah. Where they were looking like, oh, his wife got the money. Like, they'll look at me like.
Really?
So when her birthday came around, that was part of the motivation. I was like, you know what? I'm about her 2 cars. I'm gonna let them know I'm big, so you ain't gonna play with me. Like you and so that was like
they got real quiet.
Yeah, for sure. Like I had to let them know I've been out here before this Instagram stuff. Like,
that's right. Let them know, Zoe. Let them know.
Right.
That's dope. And I commend you for that. I love that you do that. And just an extension, not even just your wife, but an extension of your gratitude and caring about people. You've also made an effort to kind of reach back. I don't know if you've done it this year or last year, but you've made it a point to go back to your community and touch on some of the boys here, the water boys. Can you talk about like why you reach back to them, and then just spinning into the credit thing, because credit and your knowledge on credit has afforded you to be able to also live this lifestyle as well as teach other people how to do the same. Can you talk about why it's important to reach back and the opportunities of using credit?
Yeah, so it's very important because honestly, there's a lot of stuff that they teach in these public schools. Not to say it's bad, but it's not what really these kids need, like credit, real estate, stocks, like how to really go out here and invest, how to go really buy a home, how to have your business credit right so you can be able to get business funding. So like when I see the kids on the streets that's doing an honest living, that's hustling, legally, like the water boys, that really reminds me of me, like young, hungry, just trying to make a dollar. You're not out here like kicking in nobody's doors. You're not out here like trying to rob nobody. You just trying to sell water, trying to sell T-shirts or whatever. So it was like I didn't have nobody that could have told me at that age about credit. Yeah. So I'm always looking like, what can I do to better the people that's coming up after me? Like, I really got to take these guys up under my wing because even though I probably can't save them all, I at least can save 1 or 2, 3 or 4. Like, I'm gonna try to save them all. Yeah. I'm not gonna give up.
Yeah.
But that really is the whole heart behind it. Like, they got my personal cell phone number. They call me.
Yeah. That's dope.
FaceTime me. They FaceTime me this weekend. I was at a conference. Like, so I look at them like an uncle or brother to them. Like,
And can you talk about like credit and break down how you can leverage credit to live a certain lifestyle and to provide you certain resources to do that, to be able to give back and to be able to really be successful in general? What does that break down?
The breakdown is very easy, honestly. A lot of people think of credit, they think it's something hard or something foreign, like learning a different language. It's not hard at all. Like when I really started doing it, I was like, wow, this is so easy. Like, why they really didn't teach this in public school? Because we really need this. The main thing that really, hurt a lot of people are, late payments or if they got something in collections. But a lot of people don't know those two things, a late payment and something in collections. Yeah. You can easily get it off your credit report. Okay. It's one thing I want to make it short and simple. One thing I learned about the banks is that they just want to know that how well can you pay back on time. So if you got a late payment with Bank of America, it's like Bank of America is cool with all the other banks. So even though they don't talk every day, they still can check your credit report. So if you don't know how to pay, if you got a late payment, it's on your credit report now. So all these other bureaus, all these other banks, they know, hey, you don't know how to pay back on time. You owe Bank of America money. Oh, you was late 30 days. You was late 90 days. Right.
So it's like word of mouth.
Yeah, like word of mouth
amongst the banks.
But I like it.
Okay.
And the reason I like it because they don't care how you look. They don't care what color you are. They don't care really if you got a degree. They just want to know how well can you pay back.
Reliability.
Right, reliability, of course.
Wow.
But the good thing that I want to say is that anything on your credit report can come off. I've seen people got student loans off their credit report. That's the most important thing is cleaning up your credit. And once you clean up your credit, start developing good credit lines. You don't have to go technically buy a trade line to get that quick boost. You can just get a secure credit card. And
what is that?
A secure
Explain
credit card
that to people who may not know.
Secure credit card works as a real credit card, but versus the bank giving you money, it's like you really using your money as a security deposit. So basically, versus instead of going in the bank and you giving the bank $1,000 and you putting it on your checking account, and then that $1,000 you using it with your debit card, that's a big no-no. You do not never want to build credit, and you want to do it that way because that's not building credit. So you don't want to use a debit card or cash. The banks love to see activity. When I say activity, they want to see how much activity you got using your credit card or a secure credit card, which get reported every single month. And when I say secured, like I say, you're going to go to the bank. You're going to say, hey, I want to go get a secure credit card. They're going to say, okay, how much you want to put on the secure credit card? You're going to say $1,000. So they're going to give you an actual credit card. It's going to be your money. It's going to be really the bank's money, but you gave the bank the $1,000 for the security. So just in case you don't pay, it's like it's no risk to the bank because they have your security deposit.
Yeah.
So they don't have nothing to lose really.
Okay.
But it's a good way to develop good credit because every month your secure card is getting reported to the credit bureaus, and then about the 6th month, a lot of times they would offer you a real credit card then. So you don't really have to use your money. You ain't got to hold your money and get a secure credit card.
And so, like on average, because you just said it's not that hard to do, but I feel like some people have this theory in their head or fear or whatever it may be that it takes a long time. So, like on average, how long would you say, like if somebody wanted to clean up their credit, how long does that take?
How long does it take?
Yeah.
How long does it take to walk to the door right here?
30 seconds.
30 seconds. But what if you never get up and walk? How long is it going to take?
Forever until you figure out what you want to do.
Credit is all about how fast you can move. People credit scores stay the same because they don't do nothing different. They stay in the same place. So the faster people move, it'll be the faster their credit score start to move. Credit moves when you move. If you don't do nothing, credit's not going to move. So a lot of people come to me all the time and say, "Hey, my credit score is not staying the same. It's 620. It's been at 620 all in the last 2 years." I said, "What you been doing?" And I say, "That's why it's at 620. You're not moving. You're not doing nothing for your credit to move."
When you say you're not moving, what could be a move that somebody would do?
Credit cards. Get
more credit cards.
Yeah. Revolving credit is the fastest way to move your credit. And when I say revolving credit, that means credit cards. There's 2 ways when they talk about credit. They talk about revolving credit, which is credit cards, means that your payment typically, if you're using that credit card, is going to be different every single month versus an installment loan like a mortgage or auto loan. Your payments is pretty much the same every single month. But that's good to have an auto loan and a mortgage. That's not bad. But the fastest way to boost your credit score up to the 800s is having revolving credit. Like the banks love to see that.
Yeah.
You spending and you paying on time, utilization rate looking good.
Yeah. And so there's some people who are like, they feel like using credit cards and what you're talking about, there's a stigma attached to it, a negative connotation to like using credit. But can you speak to that?
No, it's no stigma at all. You just have to be responsible. Like, and that's why a lot of you go inside these stores, Forever 21, Macy's. You want to open up a credit card and save 40% off.
You say do it.
Give a free gift. No, I don't like in-store credit cards. I like bank credit cards better because you're not tied in with using that credit card inside that store.
Yeah.
Like bank credit cards, you can use inside that store. You can use it at gas station, restaurants. You're just not tied in with, I have to use this at Forever 21. I have to use this at Macy's or Neiman's or whatever.
Gotcha.
And the good thing about it is some of these credit cards, when you receive them, they come with a 0% APR. It means that you don't pay no interest on the balance. For example, Wells Fargo got a Wells Fargo Active Cash Card, which they have 0% APR going on right now for 15 months or 18 months. So basically, you can go out there and get an Airbnb, buy all the furniture, buy all the decor, throne chairs, chandeliers with that credit card. Start making money, pay off that credit card in 3 or 4 months because you can get your return back with Airbnb in like 4 months if you do it right.
Yeah.
And now that you could do that, you could do that same process 3 or 4 more times, and you don't pay no interest on the bank's money. And that's when I really realized, like, wow, this is how a lot of races been getting very, very wealthy, not rich, wealthy off of using OPM, using the bank's money. Even though they have millions of dollars, they not going and taking out their money. They using the bank's money, you know, and saving their money in the stock market or whatever, you know.
Wow, that's crazy. Right. So credit is power,
right?
And then you basically do suggest that people use credit to start up their Airbnbs.
Yeah, if you have it, if you can, but if not, I suggest you start with cash if you have cash. But if you don't have nothing, of course, start with credit because you can take the bank's money and really do some things for real. I've seen people that don't even have jobs was able to get $20,000 in credit cards.
How?
You know? Because one thing, a lot of people don't know. I mean, I'm not telling people to do things.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know. When you go to a dealership or you apply for credit cards, you put down how much you make. A lot of times they don't even ask you for like pay stubs. Like they just checking your credit report, and then they'll look and see how much you put down to see, okay, how much we're going to give you this car for. Like even though we know you got an 800 credit score, we're not going to give you this $70,000 car if you only make $15,000, $20,000 a year, because how you going to afford it?
Yeah.
You know, but a lot of people don't know. They don't ask for those things. They don't ask. Like, most of the times they don't. Like I'm not going to say never, because you never know, but like 90%, 95% of the time, like a dealership or a credit card company like rarely asks for like proof of income, you know.
Wow. And then you've been in the credit industry for how long?
Over 5 years now. About 5 years. Like actually.
Yeah.
Like actually like coaching and doing it 5 years. Like I did mine first, like maybe like 2 years before that. Yeah. I started doing everybody around me, like my friends or a couple of my brother friends, family members, like helping them out. And I was like, wow, like I need to like really just like help really more people out. Right.
And right now the platform that you do that on, if you guys are interested in what Zoe is saying and you want to unpack it some more, or you want to learn about how this can benefit you and what you're doing with your business, Stock Mob Elite.
Yeah, Stock Mob Elite, or they can find me on Instagram. I'm always active on Instagram. I post about.
Yes, very active.
Yeah, I'm on my stories maybe about 15 times a day. I post at least once or twice a day. So they always can find me on there. You know, I always have my different courses, and always talking, giving out gems to the community for sure.
What would you say is like the biggest gem that you have learned as a result of doing credit and Airbnb?
The biggest gem is, honestly, when I was like, wow, this is a gem. A few years back, when this lady from the bank, which is a good friend of mine now, she told me something, was like, you know, when you go get your credit pull, like if you want to go get a house, a car, a boat, a motorcycle, go all in the same day. So by the time you got approved, it's too late. It's like you never want to go week by week or month by month, because then they're going to see that you're shopping around. You want to go all in that same day or that 24 to 48 hour span and go get everything you need. Wow. And then because by the time you got approved, it's too late. They can't take it back. So I kind of mastered that, even when it comes down to credit cards a lot of times. Like I started before I started applying for like 7 or 8 different credit cards all in one night. And I wake up like, wow, I got $100,000, $120,000 of free credit just by the whole method that she told me, you know.
Yeah, that's a game changer. So, same day, go and apply for all of these places.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't know, you don't even have to have a bank account with a lot of these banks. Like, I don't have...
You can just walk in.
You can walk in or do it online. Like, honestly, you can just open your laptop and, you know, I used to go nighttime, open my laptop and apply for like 8 or 9 different credit cards back to back.
Yeah. That's crazy. So with that being said, what would you say, because we talked a little bit about your relationship with God, but what would you describe as your relationship with money?
Money is like a tool, you know. It's like it's something that solve a lot of problems, something that give you options, something that is definitely is working for me. And that's my relationship now because, like I said before, I always was working for the money. Like money, my relationship now, money is like working for me. Money, like money do what I say do. Like move, go here, go to work, go do this Airbnb, go buy this, go make some more money. Like make some more money, babies or whatever, you know. So, but before, I was a slave to the money. Even when I had my business, I had to go to make money. So money was like, oh, you got to come if you want me. Now it's like I tell money what to do.
Yeah. Do you have an actual story or a moment where you realize that like you had succumbed to the seductiveness of money and you realized you needed to change?
What you mean?
Like, was there ever a point where you basically like that, like the money had a grip on you and you realized that like, oh, I need to like change my mindset because what it's doing to me and how it's making me feel, you can get caught up in it. Yes,
that happened at a young age.
Okay.
Like I really fell a victim of like money greed. Like honestly, like I probably was about 16, 17 when it really got outrageous, where I just feel like money greed, like shoplifting and doing things that I know I wasn't supposed to do.
Just for money.
Yeah, but just for money. And money, like, really took control over me, you know, like, really took control over me. So it's like, I thank God that he, like, changed me from that.
Yeah. What would you say now, like, being successful is, like, the next step that you're going to, like, strive for to reach that another pillar of success that you haven't gotten to yet?
Honestly, reach out and, like, help more people. No matter if it's on the stage talking to 4,000 people or if it's like in the hood talking to 4 people, you know what I'm saying? But just like reaching out to more stages, like talking to different people about, you know, wealth and credit and having passive income and really being a positive black African American in America. You know, a lot of people don't see that positivity, which I believe we need to see that so we can believe it. And know that, they can achieve it too.
And I think that's an important part is just staying positive and remembering the big picture. But with the big picture, there's things that happen. Like, was there ever a point with you finding this niche in Airbnb that you felt like this is not going to work?
I never felt that way.
Really?
I never felt that way. Honestly, I'm always more of a problem solver.
Okay.
And I know that like real estate is like the number one popular way to get wealthy, to become wealthy, like real estate, you know. So I'm like, I'm never gonna stop doing Airbnb or theme units, like you know.
You're never gonna stop.
You're never gonna stop.
Never. Y'all heard it here.
Never gonna stop. Y'all the first to hear.
So you're gonna be 75 doing Airbnbs and decorating Airbnbs.
105 years old doing Airbnbs.
Okay. I heard it here first. Well, that's dope. I wish you continued success. Any words of encouragement for people who are still trying to find their footing with what they're supposed to do and how to find their niche and in exploring that idea, what would you say to that person?
I would say to that person, definitely, you know, sometimes it's very, very good to cut down all the music in the car and just ride alone. Just be by yourself so you can really hear what God has for you. You know, sometimes, like when I say cut down the music, I don't mean like just get in the car, just life in general. Sometimes you listening to TVs, you listen to Instagram, and sometimes the things that you hear, sometimes they negative, and sometimes they're not real. They may look real on Instagram, but really that person may not really be living that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So you really need to figure out who you are. Like, how can you make yourself happy? How can you become you? What's your purpose? Like what really pushes you to like live your life? Because once you find out your purpose, that really wakes you up every morning. You excited. You ready to go. Like you just don't feel drained about, oh, I got to go to work. I got to go do this. You know. So my advice is telling people to like cut down that music. Like trap music ain't always good. Like it gets you going. It may feel good for the party.
Yeah.
But trap music may not always be good. Like sometimes like peace and silence is like the best because you can be able to focus and be able to like tell yourself like, you know what, I'm not gonna miss this exit. I'm gonna turn right here. Because sometimes you hear so much music, you don't know where you're going at in life. So
that's good. Cut down the music.
Cut down the music and keep going.
I love it. Well, I wish you continued success. I love watching you. You do an amazing job at showing people the story, showing people your journey.
Thank you.
Of how you have found your niche in Airbnb and using credit to leverage your businesses. I'm excited to see what's the next car.
Next car? I don't know. I'm more of a travel guy.
Okay, so where's the next trip?
Probably Africa. I want to go back and see the kids.
I love it. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. So if they want to learn about what you're doing, how can they reach out to you?
You can follow me on Instagram, Mrs. Zoe the Goat, MRZOTHEGOAT. I'm always there. I'm also on Facebook too. So if you don't have Instagram, you can follow me on Facebook. Send me a message. I'm always in there responding. I really love to talk to my people and my followers. So definitely.
Yep. There Instagram. It is. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me on here, Niche.
I'm excited to watch you. Blessings, blessings, blessings on blessings.
Thank you so much. Same to you too and your family.
Thank you. All right, y'all stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Let's get it.